Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game from Scratch, and if you're a regular to this channel or you just follow game dev news in general, you probably know there's been an ongoing lawsuit between Epic Games and Google, as well as Epic Games and Apple. The thing is, the Epic Games and Google lawsuit is basically over. So this started back in 2020, more or less when Epic Games started selling V-Bucks directly inside, bypassing the Google Play Store fees. Google obviously did not like that. Epic had this ready to go and basically charged them as being a monopoly. The thing is, in let's see, it's December of 2023, the initial lawsuit came back and they won 11 of 11 accounts, which is pretty comprehensive. That was brought through appeal, and then in 2025, it was found that, yep, Google had won, no more room for appeal, and then now it is time for a settlement. And the settlement has now happened, and it is going to have some ramifications for developers everywhere, especially if you develop and publish on the Google Play Store. So what do we have now? Well, this comes from Epic Games on their site. Google changes will open Android devices to competition, benefiting developers and consumers. So this was announced on yesterday, March the 4th. As Google has announced significant changes that will open up Android devices to competition in stores and payments, and we've settled our disputes with Google worldwide, including in the US, Australia, and UK. Android is now fully open to robust competition among mobile app stores outside of the US, and Epic and Google have submitted a proposal for the US District Court to finalize the same here being, of course, United States. Globally, developers will have choices in how they make payments using Google Play's payment system with competing payment systems, with reduced fees and the ability to point users outside apps to make purchase. The Google will take steps to support the future open metaverse. This is kind of a side story that we don't really have the details on, but it plays in a little bit in a moment. These changes will evolve Android into a true open platform with competition among stores, as we've seen on Windows, where Steam, the Epic Games Store, Good Old Games, and other offer consumers and developers real choices and lower prices. Epic will be investing robustly in serving developers and gamers with the Epic Games Store for Android. We will also be bringing Fortnite back to the Google Play Store worldwide. And then here is the Google announcement. This one has a bit more detail, although it can get a little confusing about exactly how fees are going to work. So, their statement: Android has always driven innovation in the industry through its unique flexibility and openness. At this important moment, we want to continue leading the way in how developers distribute their apps and games to provide people on billions of devices across many form factors. A modern platform must be flexible, provide developers and users with choices and openness, as well as safe experiences. Today, we are announcing substantial updates that evolve our business model and build on our long history of openness globally. We're doing that in three ways: more billing options, a program for registering app stores, and lowering fees, and new programs for developers. Now, interesting enough, they say nothing about having lost a lawsuit now, do they? So, the first part: expanded billing choice for Google Play for users and developers. Google Play is giving developers even more billing choices and freedom in how they handle transactions. Mobile developers will have the option to use their own billing system in their app alongside Google Play's billing, or they can guide users outside of their apps to their own websites for purchases. Our goal is to offer the flexibility in a way that maximizes choices and safety for users. Now, this is important. What you can have is providers like, say, Stripe, which Unity recently partnered with, that do in-app purchases through them, or you could do it through Epic Games is offering, or maybe MasterCard is going to offer some kind of direct billing, or of course you can use Google Play's billing as well. And then the store part, this is obviously the part that Epic Games finds most important. They're introducing a program that makes side-loading qualified app stores even easier. Our new registered app store program will provide a more streamlined install flow for Android application stores that meet certain quality and safety benchmarks. Once this change is rolled out, app stores that choose to participate in this optional program will have registered with us, and so users who sideload them will have a more simplified installation flow. See the graphic below. If a store chooses not to participate, nothing changes for them, and they retain the same experience as any other side-loaded app on Android. This gives app stores more ways to reach users and gives users the way to easily and safely access the apps and stores they love. A registered app store will begin outside of the US first and tend to bring it to the US as well, subject to court approval. So here you can see the installation process. Apparently, you go to a website and you can install an app store there. It's been pre-registered with Google, and you can go ahead and click install. So doing something like adding the Epic Games Store or a Steam store or any other store onto your app should be much simpler at this point in time. And then the billing for that store would be up to them. So, for example, I think Epic Games Store charges 12% as opposed to the traditional 30% that Apple charges and Google charged. We'll get to that one in just a second as well, which is right here. Lower pricing and new programs to support developers. So Google Play's fees are already the lowest among major app stores. Don't really get that. And today we are taking this even further by introducing a new business model that decouples fees from using our billing system and introduces new lower service fees. So once this rolls out, on the billing side of things, developers choose to use Google Play's billing system will be charged at a market rate that is currently going to be 5%. So this is the amount that something like a Stripe would have to compete against if you're going to not use their billing. And then we get into the service fees. And this is right now, again, on Apple, if you use them, they charge 30% to the developer. What's going to happen here is for new installs, they're reducing the in-app purchase service fee to 20%. Now, I don't know why they make this specific to in-app purchase fees, because what if it's just a paid-for application? Those do, believe it or not, still exist. In that particular case, I don't know what they're doing there for the fee. I'm assuming it's still 20%. And then they are launching the Apps Experience Programming and revamping their Google Play Games Level Up program to incentivize building great software experiences across Android form factors associated with clear quality benchmarks and enhanced user benefits. Those developers who choose to participate in these programs will have even lower rates. Participating in-app purchase developers will have a 20% service fee for all transactions from existing installs and 15% on transactions from new app installs. I gotta admit, I am getting a little confused at where the differences here are. And then their service fee for recurring subscriptions will be 10%. So that's where we're looking at a new install. 33% reduction, service fee will be 15% plus 5% for if you use their billing service, as opposed to the old model of the 30%. And then if it's an existing install, 20% service fee, and then 5% for using. Again, I am kind of confused on that regard. I think it basically boiled down to, actually, no, I have no idea what's going on here. Hopefully you can clarify it. And then here is the rollout. So by June, EEA, United Kingdom, and the US, hopefully. And then September, Australia. December, Korea and Japan. And then by September 2027, the rest of the world. So looks like Canada might be a little screwed for a while. Anyways, we also launched the updated Google Play Level Up program and new App Experience program by September 30th for EEA, UK, US, Australia. Plan to launch a registered app store with a version of major Android release by the end of the year. And then the key part, this officially resolves their dispute with Epic Games. So with these updates, we have also resolved our dispute worldwide with Epic Games. We believe the changes will make for a stronger Android ecosystem, even more successful developers, and higher quality apps, blah, 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 blah. So now the interesting part here is this, around the Epic Games resolution, because I reported back in January, as part of the final stages of that settlement, there is this weird secret $800 million partnership between Google and Epic Games, and it's about Epic Games purchasing Google services, and part of it is to do with the metaverse, and there's no real details there, but there is a weird partnership that's part of this as well, to the tune of $800 million. Well, that's $800 million going from Epic to Google. So I'm not really sure what that is there, but there's more to this than you can see at the surface. So a lot of this is still blacked out or redacted. And then another interesting part, this is being reported in Gadget today, is that Google reportedly has muzzled Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney until 2032. So he is going to be able to not say as much as he wanted to. So Verge says the settlement terms between the companies will expire after 5 years after Google is done rolling out changes to its service fees. Since Google expects to finish implementing worldwide by September 30th, 2027, Sweeney can't speak negatively about the company until after September 30th, 2032. That's going to be interesting if he hasn't, in fact, been muzzled as part of this settlement. But at the end of the day, what this means to everybody that isn't Tim Sweeney is now your in-app purchases is going to be split. You do not have to use their billing system. You can use your own. You want to use their billing system, it is going to be 5%. And the in-app purchase fee has been rolled back from 30% to 20%, although in some ways it's still like 25% technically, because you still need to use a billing system of some kind. And then in some areas, you're going to get cheaper fees down the road, but that part, you can read this and try to make sense of it. I don't really understand the new installs versus existing installs, how that works, and why existing installs would be more expensive than new installs, because new installs would be ones where the App Store was actually providing a service for bringing people to it. So I don't get what's going on there with the pricing or why you would even be paying for an existing install, but this is how the pricing breaks down. If you can explain how that works to me, I would love to hear it, because that's not making a lot of sense to me at this point in time, but hey, I can sometimes just be an idiot, so that's perfectly possible. But at the end of the day, in-app purchase price has gone down. The biggest part probably is the fact that they have this new store system in place. So in that case, we can expect to see Epic Games Store out there as an alternative store, but viewed as a little bit safer than just being strict out side-loaded. And in that case, you're looking more at like 12% than you are at 20%. So it is a win for game developers everywhere, but I'm curious, what do you think? And also, what do you think of the fact that Tim Sweeney is potentially muzzled as a result of this as a part of the settlement? Let me know. Comments down below. I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.